Hello my fellow Brickheads, it is I, Galaxy of Bricks here, and today I'm bringing you something extra special, and that is a LEGO set review, and it's this bad boy, LEGO set number 75311, and it's the Imperial Armoured Marauder. Now, this retails in the UK and in the US. I think the UK it's £35, in the US it retails at $40. And it's got a piece count of 468 pieces, which, if you were to do the maths, price per brick isn't actually too bad. So, that's what we're doing today. Right, so this set features in the Mandalorian TV series, but there are a few inconsistencies that we are going to look at today. So, for example, the set comes with 4 minifigures, which are these here. You've got 2 standard Imperial Stormtroopers with the dual moulded 2019 Stormtrooper helmets, which amongst us in the LEGO community have had a mixed reception. Some people like them, some people don't like them. I think one of the big issues is the fact that there's no head articulation, so for posability they have to be very static, or you have to pop the head and kind of do it that way. Looks a bit stupid. Now, with Stormtroopers now, they don't have the standard angry clone face anymore. They've got a separate headpiece, which is pretty good. So you kind of get a little bit more variation in your Stormtroopers now. And also any Imperial that wears armour. I think that's really good. You've also got, as well, Grief Karga, who features in, I think it's the early Mandalorian Razor Crest set. And I mean, this is more accurate to his portrayal in the second season episode called The Siege, where this set is based. Now, I think it's really nice because you've got the fact that his torso and his legs all go into one, so it looks like one continuous outfit. I mean, the beard is a really nice touch, as well as the hairpiece. That's very good. I know some of these have had situations where the forehead's been too big and the paint work has been a little bit lower down. My figure doesn't seem to have that, as you can sort of see there. It looks quite consistent, which is nice. And now we come to one of the main features of this figure, which was what drew me to it, which is this guy. And now this is the Artillery Stormtrooper. I mean, just look at the paint on that. It's nice, isn't it? It's yellow, it's the backpack, which looks really good. I mean, he has the standard Stormtrooper armour featured in the first 2 figures, but with the yellow paintwork, which I think just differentiates it. And I mean, for me, that was one of the main reasons that drew me to this set, was this guy. But there are a lot of inconsistencies with this set, which I'm going to touch upon today. This character, whilst looking incredible in LEGO minifigure form, actually doesn't feature in this particular episode of The Mandalorian. There's the episode that this set features in, which is called The Siege, which is season 2, episode 4, doesn't feature any artillery stormtroopers at all. Oh, side note, there are going to be a lot of Mandalorian spoilers, so apologies in advance if you haven't seen The Mandalorian. I should have really said that at the start. Sorry, guys. This guy features in, the episode The Tragedy, not in the episode that this is actually advertised in, which I don't see that being an issue for me personally, because, it's an exclusive. It draws you to this set. But you'd think if LEGO were going to release a set, they would do their homework. That being said, the mortar build you get for this guy is actually really good. I think that's actually quite good. For posability, it's actually quite a decent little thing. I mean, he doesn't come with a blaster, but you get the mortar. So, pros and cons. Right, so, as I said to you before, this set features in The Mandalorian Season 2 episode, The Siege. And without going into a lot of the detail, it has a place towards the end of the episode. And this is the build itself. And I mean, just look at it from the front perspex, the side, and from the rear. Now, this set features 4 stud shooters, two on each side on the front and 2 on this rear turret at the back. I'm not going to fire them off because, you know, they'll get lost somewhere in this house. You've got 2 side turrets here and here. Now, they have, I would say, 100 degree, maybe 150 degree turnability, so you can't turn them all the way facing backwards, which isn't an issue, but it's just, you know, they do get stopped here. You've also got side panels at the back here, which I will show you now. Feature little, if I can get them out. Yeah. Oh, almost. Ah, there we go. Now, they feature little mini containers with the Urabesh, which is one of the languages features in Star Wars, and also the Imperial symbol on them. Now, these slot in really nicely here, which gives it a little bit of, you know, a little bit of playability, a little bit of posability, something nice to add to it. That being said, you can only fit, as I've discovered this morning, you can only fit one stud in the box. So if you're not going to use them, I don't see it being an issue, but if you wanted to keep your spare studs, you can only manage 1 in each box, just as a side note. Now, this set itself is nice, and one of the reasons that I got it was because I like the look of it. However, there are some inconsistencies with this set itself. I mean, to give you an example, here, these side panels, you know, allows you to put your figures in and out. But on the box, it says that you can fit a Stormtrooper in nice and easy, like that. But the reality is, his helmet, even if you were to lift this up all the way, his helmet is too big to fit actually in. So, I mean, you can do it at an angle, like that. But again, his helmet is just too big. It doesn't fit inside the actual set. So as you can see, that's about as much as it'll go in. However, you have got, once I can get this guy out because he's stuck. There we go. Right. However, you do have a few features within this set itself. So, for example, you've got the rear turret at the back here, but that does come down and it features a rotating chair where you can put your figure in there, which is quite nice. I mean, it's got a clear perspex round bit, which looks a bit odd, but then you realise that you actually need it for this to be able to rotate properly. So that's kind of nice. You've got your front cockpit area of the Marauder here, which folds out like so. That's the inside bit, and then you've got the upper hatch here. That's quite nice. So just to give you an example, if you were to put a figure into this seat like so, and close it up, you can see the figure like that. That's what it would look like if you were to close it all up. And that's the same at the back as well. So if you were to get your other Stormtrooper, place that in its rear turret and do the same thing, as you can see. I don't know if you can quite see that. Yeah, there we go. So you can sort of see that's what your figures would look like within that set. Now, for me, one of the biggest issues I've got with this set is the fact that it's all well and good having, you know, these nice features in, and I'll show you now. If you open here, you've got like a little bit of a cockpit, so once it opens, there we go. Yeah, so you can pose a figure in like that. I guess for playability, you can have them stand, you can have them look sort of like that, and it looks okay. But you can't actually do much else with that section, which is being built like so. And then you also have here a nice upper hatch, but you have to be very careful with that because slightest bit and it comes down. But if you keep that open like so, that is the inside of it. You can fit 2 figures back to back, separate from your cockpit, separate from your rear turret. And that's nice. But again, if you watch the episode that this set features in, you'll realise that Lego could have done quite a lot more with it. Because there's a scene where Grief Karga and Cara Dune and Mithril, who are 2 characters who feature in the episode. Cara Dune is a Lego minifigure, Mithril isn't. are all in the Marauder. They're fleeing the Imperials, and it's all very, you know, fast and actiony. If you're advertising this guy as part of the set, well, surely you'd give him another Rebel. Otherwise, you're getting 3 Imperials and 1. So there's a little bit of a inconsistency there. I mean, for £35, it's okay, but Lego could have just been a little bit more adventurous, I think. They could have had maybe, a Mithril or a Cara Dune. I mean, you can get Cara Dune in the ATST Raider, and you can also get her in Moff Gideon's Imperial Cruiser, which is a set I don't own, but I have the Raider. You could maybe added one of them to it just to balance things out a little bit, and also it gives you a little bit of versatility, so you could have one pilot in, one in the back. But with this, you only get one good character. I mean, you get the Stormtroopers, which are nice, good for army building. They're good to have as part of the set overall because the episode features Stormtroopers. However, I felt myself, after looking at this set and building it, you could have maybe put a Scout Trooper with it because the episode features Scout Troopers prominently and there's a chase. But again, that's just my opinion. There's a lot of detail with this set. As you can see, you've got a lot of the nooks and the crannies, and it's a very nice set, and building it isn't too difficult. I found it quite easy. I mean, you've got these nice little flat pieces underneath that help it glide along a flat surface really nicely, and I myself thought that was really good. And then obviously, you've got the playability with the stud shooters, you've got the side turrets for playability and posability. It's not minifigure scale because it's a playset. It's like, and the age range, I think on the box is, the box age range is 8+. So, children aren't going to be too worried about if you can fit all your figures in. That being said, an idea that Lego could come up with, if they wanted to, at a later date, just pitching the idea here, Lego, get back to me if it's a good idea, is maybe they could do a UCS version of this, or an updated version, which is more minifigure scale. I mean, they've done it with the AT-AT. They've done it with the Tantive 4. They've also done it with the Star Destroyer as well. They've included more minifigure scale sets. This would be quite an interesting one to do as a minifigure scale set, because this isn't actually as big as a build as I thought it was. On the box, it looks quite big, but in the reality of it, it's only a few inches. So if a larger expanded version where you could fit more troopers in, which you can do in the episode, would be quite nice. Now, I myself personally like this set. I know a lot of people and a lot of the reviews you see on YouTube and you see on Instagram and TikTok have given this set mixed reviews. I don't mind that. I think for £35, it's a decent set. I mean, you're getting the Artillery Stormtrooper as part of the set, which is great. That's a big selling point for me. Just a shame that this is the only set you can get him in, because I feel like he could have been better off in the updated Razor Crest, which has come out as well. I know in Grief Karga, if you don't want to pay over £100 for a Razor Crest, it's a good way of getting him. Stormtroopers, they're in a lot of sets now, so that's pretty nice. For me, it's a really nice set. I like it. I enjoyed building it. It wasn't too difficult. I found it to be quite nice. If you are looking to get it, would highly recommend, because it's £35 for what you're getting isn't too bad. $40, I'm not good on conversion rates. Maths isn't my thing. But I'd say it's pretty good. For 468 pieces, for 35 to 40 pounds, I think that's quite nice. And then you get a fair bit for what you pay. That being said, maybe they could have thrown in another exclusive figure instead of 2 Stormtroopers and 2 exclusives. It would have probably been a bit bigger seller if they'd have put in maybe Cara Dune or Mithril. But again, I think it's a nice set for what you get, and it's something a little bit different. I mean, I myself wouldn't get another one because I don't need 2 Grief Kargas. If I was to get one, I would probably get one really, really, really cheap, just so that I could have another Artillery Stormtrooper, because it's a shame that so far that's the only set that these are featured in, because they are really, it's a really nice figure and I love the detail of it. If you've got any comments, questions or queries about this set or anything I've covered today, please drop me a like, drop me a comment. You know, if you liked it and it's formulated your opinion, please subscribe. Have a look on Instagram, have a look on TikTok, where I am also featured quite a bit, because you're getting a nice set for the price you're paying. And I mean, for me, I bought it with another set, which I'm going to be doing soon as part of the 2021 summer line, which is quite nice, but I feel like they could have just done a little bit more. With the Mandalorian going to be here for another season, it'll be interesting to see what else they do. But I think based on the sets that they could have done, this is sort of a mid-range one. I mean, if I was to give it out of 10, 8 Virgin on a 9, because it's a nice build. It looks really good posability. There's quite a good amount of features to it, and the figure selection is quite good. But again, the fact that you have to be really fiddly to get your figures in and out is a bit of a downside. The fact that you can't actually fit your Stormtroopers to come in out the side like it does feature on the box is an issue. And the fact that you get the artillery trooper in this set while he's not in the scene, you would think is a problem, but I think it's actually quite good. I think it's quite nice. I think that's a really, really, really good thing. So, thank you for your time, guys. I'm going to cut the review here. If you liked it, please let me know. If you've got this in your collection and you've not built it yet, or you're not sure what to do with it, give it a go. It's not going to be a problem. I think a lot of YouTubers and a lot of reviewers of Lego in particular have given this set sort of mixed reviews. I'm trying to err on the side of it's not too bad. I'm looking at it from a price point of view. But again, that's just my opinion. It's nice. It's the Imperial Marauder, and if you watch the episode that it features in, it's pretty boss. You know, it's a pretty decent, good looking vehicle. So that is everything from me, guys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Have a look at my TikTok. And I will see you all again very soon for the review. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.